So just to refresh, and this is your lesson. Hope it helps out. I got a little bit of a cold going on, but to recap what we already went over, we started off with the C scale. So C. Well, first of all, your thumb is 1, index finger is always 2, middle finger is going to be 3, ring finger is going to be 4, the pinky is going to be 5. So C is 1, D is 2, E is 3. Now the exercise that I like to do is once my middle finger hit that third note of the scale, I cross my thumb up under, so it's going to be C. I do a little walk under, and it kind of just plays itself right back out, and then on back down the scale. And then once my thumb hits that F, I bring my ring finger over, and then I'm back at 1. And the exercise that you can work on to get up your hand speed is just keep going all the way up. So that's something that you can work on just to build up your hand speed. But you recall that a chord is made up of 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so we went over that. And then we also said that in your left hand, the bass hand is going to play the root of what you're playing. So that gives it a full sound. So 3 ways that you could do this. You already know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 being the same as 1. So in number system wise, you could just play the major, C major chord up here. You could just play the C by itself on the bass. You could play the whole chord, 1, 3, 5, or you could just play 1, 5, and 1. 1, 5, 1. So that'd be a C, G, C. There's many ways that you could play the C major chord. It's just those are the basic ways before you start augmenting the chord. Okay, so you got C, and this is the exercise that you needed to do. You're right back on the C, and all you're doing is arpeggioing 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 before you move up to the next one. Now this is C major, 1, 3, 5, D minor, okay, 1, 3, 5, E minor. You still see it as basically every other one. F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and back to C major. Now what makes this B diminished and not a minor, and we'll get into that in future lessons, is the fact that in a minor chord you flatten the third, but in a diminished chord you flatten the third and the fifth. But I'm only saying that just to tell you that's why we're calling it B diminished. But like I said, so that's C scale. It's called C scale. It's perfect pitch. There's no flats. There's no sharps. Concert C. So the next scale that we're going to get into, like I talked to you earlier, is the G scale. Now, what determines the order of the scales is this thing called the circle of fifths. Now, the circle of fifths tells you the order that the scales go in reference to how many sharps or flats they're going to have, or how many sharps they're going to have. Okay, the reason why it's called the circle of fifths, because the fifth of every scale that you were just previously on tells you the next scale that you're going to be in. We were just in the key of C. The fifth of C is a G. So that tells you that G scale is the next corresponding scale. And because C has no flats and no sharps, G has 1 sharp, which is an F sharp. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the G scale with you real slow here. But one thing you need to know about the F sharp is also, it's kind of like the word tear and tear. They're both spelled the same, but they have different meanings. Okay. Now, to sharpen a note, you go up a half step. A semitone, you go up a half step. To flatten the note, you go down. So to sharpen is to go up. To flatten is to go down. Okay, now if I'm on F and I say sharpen F, F sharp, you're going up. But if I'm on G and I say play a G flat, you're going back down. So they're the same thing, they're just called something different. Just like I said with the word tear, T-E-A-R, and the word tear, T-E-A-R. Okay, but so in the key of G, G is 1, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and now you're back at that G. Okay. Okay. And then, so if I was not to sharpen that, it wouldn't sound right. So this is just for ear training purposes. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound right. That sounded right. Okay, so again, real slow. And the same rule applies. If you're playing G major, hit that G on the bass and arpeggio it up. Well, actually, I apologize. It'd be G major. Let me spell the chords out for you. G major, you got G, B, D. Then you got A minor. Okay. Now you're going to have a B minor. Okay. You incorporate that F sharp up there for that B minor. Okay. B, D, F sharp. Okay. C major. Your new chord in here now is going to be a D major. No longer D minor. Your previous D minor was this. Now it's D major. You can hear the difference. So D major, E minor, F major, F major, and back to the G, okay? The song Silent Night, I'm gonna play through it, or articulate, I'm gonna play it correctly. Then it's gonna go to the D. So I struggled through that, but now I'm gonna break down the chords for you very slowly so you can learn how to play this and understand, and then eventually get to what I was doing there. So very basic on Silent Night. As soon as you hear "sa" come out, hit that G major. On Silent Night, that's G major, and I'm just playing G in the bass again. Holy night. Now you could do that arpeggio thing that I was telling you. So silent night, holy night. Now we're going to incorporate that new chord I just taught you, that D. All is calm. Then you go right back to the G. All is bright. That C, which you should already be comfortable with. And this is still just basic 1, 3, 5s. Round young virgins. Back up to the G, mother and child, I'm doing nothing fancy. Back to the C, holy infant soul. To that G again, tender and mild. Now we're going to that new chord I just taught you. Sleeping heavenly. Then you go down to the E minor, peace, ease. And then back to the G, sleeping. To that new chord, heavenly, peace. Now that's all I did. So again, and all I did, that whole thing was arpeggio on it. Don't get too wrapped around by how fast I did it, because you'll get there. But I just wanted you to just see all I do was just arpeggio and back and forth with that, okay? But you could go slow. 9, back to the G. Your virgins, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, and then sleep in heavenly peace. Back to the G. Sleep in heavenly peace. So I hope that works out. If you have any issues, give me a call.